Good morning, students. In this class, we will see about validity and reliability. As you all know, we have been discussing about data collection method and data collection instruments. So, once you are ready with your data collection tool, before you put it in the research, you should check whether your tool is valid as well as reliable. So, that means whether your tool is an accurate one or it gives a good result. If you want to know, you have to go through the validity and reliability of your tool. So it is a very important step in the research to make sure the research comes out properly. So and it is an important topic as an exam point of view. So don't skip the video and watch it properly. So what is validity and reliability, we will see in this class. So before going to only validity and reliability, you should know the characteristics of a good research tool relies on these characteristics, that is reliability, validity, objectivity, sensitivity, specificity and appropriateness. The most important thing is validity and reliability. So characteristics of a good research tool is reliable, validity, objectivity, sensitivity, specificity and appropriateness. We'll discuss each one in the coming slides. So reliability is nothing but to the how much extent the instrument or the test or the tool you prepared yields the same result on repeated administration. Whenever, wherever you give the data tool, apply the tool, it should give the same result on the repeated administration. For example, the alarm clock which is ringing at 5:30, it has to ring every day at 5:30. Then we say that as an reliable. For example, the weighing machine, if you are taking for your research study, so when you check the weight of the patient, it should give the right weight, correct weight, even though you administer it twice or thrice. For example, I am checking my weight in the morning 9 o'clock and again I am checking it, it should give the same weight. If it is keep on giving a different value every time I stand on the weighing machine, so it is not a reliable instrument. So you have to make sure the tool what you prepared, it should produce same result on repeated administration. So there are different methods how you check the reliability. That is, they say either in some books they say it as a types, in some books they say it as how to check the reliability. So both are same. The first one is stability. Stability, reliability, it produces the same result through repeated for several times. So the same result, a stable result is produced when you apply it or give it so many times. The result should be the stable one. So it is checked by two things. One is test retest method. So you test it now, again you retest and compare these two with a formula, that is Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient formula. This will be discussed by the statistics sir during the statistics time. So you have to do two tests. So you have to administer the test once and again, and you have to compare both the test and see whether they are giving a stable results. So that is compared by a formula called Carl Pearson correlation coefficient formula. The next one is repeated observations. So if you are using an observation method, not a tool, I mean the observation or checklist or rating scale you are using, you have to repeat it twice, once or twice, and see how compare the observations, and then you will check whether your instrument is a stable one or not. So that is how we do a stability reliability test. So stability reliability is checked by two methods. One is test retest method, that is in the word itself it is given test and retest. And repeated observation, you will repeatedly observe once or twice and see is it really a good tool. The next one is equivalency reliability. It is nothing but how equivalent, how identical your tool are. So to extent which two items measure identical concepts at an identical level of difficulty. For example, your research tool is an observation method, and in this observation method you are using a checklist. Okay, you prepared a checklist. What you should do, the same variable you have to measure with an rating scale also, and you will compare both checklist and rating scale and see whether these two brings out the same number of score, or both of them gives the same result, yield the same identical result. You will check. So two items measure identical concepts and identical level of difficulty. So you should see whether your instrument is reliable by comparing it with the other instrument. So if you are using an observation method, you can do the observation and you can ask the other observer to do the same, use the same instrument, and you can compare both. So you can do it in that way also. The equivalency reliability is checked whether both the items are having a identical level of difficulty and they are compared whether it gives identical result. Hope you understood. Yes. The next one is internal consistency. So for example, if you are taking a questionnaire, okay, every aspect of the question, so every single question should give a reliable answers. So it refers to the extent which all parts of the measurement techniques are measuring the same concept. For example, the first two questions will exactly related to the concept, but the other two questions will not be related to the concepts. So if you want to confirm that every aspect of the questionnaire or your tool brings out the concept what you expected to do the research. So as per your objective of the research, it should include every questions should be for example, if it is a questionnaire, all the questions should measure the exact concept what you are going to measure in the research. So it is checked by split half method. So split half method is nothing but you will split the questionnaire. For example, if you have 20 questionnaire, so you have to break it into two, 10 and 10, and you give the 10 to one set of people, you give the other 10 to the other set of people, and see both of them are giving the they are able to understand the concept and answer the questions. Okay, if you do that, you will come to know whether the internal consistency is same or stable, okay, or reliable. Okay, so internal consistency is nothing but all the parts of the instrument should give the same concept, should measure the same concept, and it is checked by split half method. The next one is inter-rated reliability. So what happens, your questionnaire will be given to 2 or 3 people, and everyone will do the data collection and see all their data collection brings out the same quality of the reliable results. Because some of the instruments, if you prepare, you will be efficient, the other observer when he cannot be efficient in using it. So you have to check with 2 observers, use the same tool at same time, and should give the correlation should be under the normal one. So same tool, same time, you will give it to 2 people and see how the results are. So that is one way of checking reliability, that is called inter-rated reliability. So intra-rated reliability is one observer use the same tool but in different timings. So the observer will be one and he will use the same tool in different timings, like one in Monday, one on Friday, and he will see how is the he will compare both the result and see is there any correlation. So if there is no relation, then that reliability of the tool is negative. Okay, so these are all the different types of reliability. You should do it before you bring the tool to the research. So first one is stability reliability. The stability is nothing but the stable, it should give a stable result, same result at different places or different parts. So here this is done by test retest method or repeated observation. So you do a test and again do a retest and see, compare both the tests and see what is the correlation. The next one is equivalency reliability, whether two tools, two different types of identical type of tools like checklist and rating scale. You have prepared a checklist, you have to prepare a rating scale and compare both. The result gives a same result, both the tool gives the same result. That is equivalency, reliability. It should be equivalent. And next one is internal consistency. Every part of the tool should produce the same concept. So that is internal consistency. If you are preparing a questionnaire, all the questions in the questionnaire should go accordingly as per the concept. So this is done by split half. This is checked by split half method. And interrelated reliability, there will be two observers use the same tool at the same time, and you will correlate both the observers' results, how their results are. That is interrelated reliability. Intra-related reliability, there will be one observer use the same tool but in different timings, and he will compare both the results. Clear? So reliability is nothing but the same measurement comes out through the repeated observations. So, and the types of stability, equivalency, internal consistency, interrelated and intra-related. Next we'll move on to validity. It refers to the degree of extent to which an instrument measure what is supposed to measure. For example, we discussed when we start reliability, we discussed about alarm clock. Okay, if alarm clocks rings at 5:30 a.m. every day, it is reliable. But whether you want to know whether it is valid or not, for example, you are setting the alarm clock at 6 o'clock, but it rings the alarm at 5:30 every morning. It is not valid, but it is reliable. Hope you understood, yes? So, if you are setting an alarm clock at 6 o'clock, okay, if it rings at 5:30, the alarm clock is not valid one. The validity of the alarm clock is negative, whereas the reliability is good because it every day it rings at 5:30. So it is repeated observation, it gives the same result. But it is not valid because you fixed at 6 o'clock but it rings at 5:30. So for an instrument data collection tool, it has to be valid as well as reliable. So you should remember, if it is reliable but not valid also, it is not a good tool. If it is valid and not reliable also, it is not a good tool. So validity, it refers to the degree of extent to which an instrument measures what it is supposed to measure. For example, if you are going to assess the knowledge and you are using attitude scale, it is not a valid tool, because if your purpose is to measure the knowledge of the person, but you are using an attitude scale, of course it's a wrong tool what you have selected. So it is the degree of how much it is supposed to measure, the instrument should measure it. We say it as validity. Types of validity, there are main three types of validity: content validity, construct validity, criterion related validity. So we'll discuss one by one. Content, from the content you know what is inside the tool, that is content. So what is inside the instrument, the content of the instrument, it should be valid if you are using an instrument. For example, whatever content you prepared inside your tool, it has to be related to the objective of your research. So for example, if you are covering cardiology, okay, the content has to cover all the aspects of the cardiology topics. Okay, so we say it as content validity. So inside the content validity, there is a subset called phase validity. In some of the books, phase validity is given as a separate type of validity. Okay, it's a subset inside a content validity. Phase validity is nothing but the overall appearance of the data collection tool. We say it as phase validity. So content validity is nothing but the content inside a data collection tool should cover the overall topic related to the research. Clear? And the phase validity is overall appearance of the tool. So how it looks, whether it looks good, standard one, structured one, that one we can assess through the phase validity. So the first thing is the instrument should cover the complete topic without leaving anything behind. The next one is construct validity. So once your tool is done, it should adapt, or it should be as per the theory or conceptual framework. That's why we always relate our research with a conceptual framework, because when you bring out the result, when you construct a tool, it should adapt a concept or theoretical framework to make it valid. So you need a support of a theory or conceptual model to make your tool valid. So that is called construct validity. It refers to whether the researcher can draw conclusion about the test scores related to the concept being studied. So if you want to bring out conclusion with this data collection tool, you have to adapt a concept or a theoretical framework to make it a valid one. So always go for a standardized data collection tool, or you can adapt a standardized data collection tool, or you adapt some conceptual or theoretical framework when you construct a data collection tool. The next one is criterion related validity. So there should be a relation between your instrument and some criteria always. Okay, so you can compare and tell them. For example, you are going to assess the professionalism of the nurses. Okay, so the criteria you compare is usually the conference they attended. The number of conferences the nurses attended will be compared with your professionalism of nursing. So number of scientific papers they submitted, you can compare it as a criteria with your tool. So this we say it as criterion related validity. It involves determining the relationship of an instrument to some criteria. You can take some criteria along with your tool, and you can compare and check whether your tool is a valid one. Excuse me. So example, if job satisfaction. Okay, job satisfaction can be compared with leave taken by the nurses. Okay, responsibilities taken by the nurses, initiation given by the nurses, initiation or support given by the nurses. So if you compare both, you will come to know if the leave is too much, then the job satisfaction is low. Holidays, they are taking off for so many times in a month, so it represents the job satisfaction. Okay, so that is a criterion related validity. It involves determining the relationship of an instrument to some criteria. You can compare or bring out a relationship with some criteria. This is of two types. One is concurrent validity, the other one is predictive validity. Concurrent is at present in the situation what is happening, that is concurrent. Predictive means in future. We will see that. So it refers to the degree of correlation of two measures of the same concept administered at the same time. So if you are comparing something, two concepts that is happening at the same time, then it is concurrent validity. The next one is predictive validity. You are comparing it in the future. For example, entrance test score will give a changes, or will give, if you want to give relationship between entrance test and their higher studies. So you can compare it with the entrance test score, first year marks, second year marks and third year marks. So this is predictive validity. You are predicting some validity in what is going to happen in the future. Okay, so you are saying that entrance test score affects the first year results. So if they have scored high entrance test, first year result, they whoever scored high entrance test, they will score more marks. So this is a predictive validity which is in the future. Concurrent, you compare these two things which is happening at the time of study, at the same time of study. So it is of two types, convergent validity and divergent validity. When you correlate, if there is a high correlation, high relationship, that is convergent validity. If it is a poor correlation, then it is divergent validity. So if you understand these two, that is enough, don't go more deeper. Okay, so concurrent validity is the measure concept what is measured at the same time the criteria and the research concept should be measured at the same time, and it is of two type. When it is give a high relationship, then we say it is convergent. When it gives a poor relation between these two criteria and the concept, then we say it is divergent validity. Clear? Criterion related. So whenever you use a tool, you compare it with a criteria. So when you compare with the criteria, you compare it at the same time, we say it as concurrent. When you compare it at the future, then we say it as predictive. So while comparing at the same time, if it gives a high relation, you say it as convergent validity. If it gives a poor relation, you give it as, say it as divergent validity. Clear? So these are all the types of validity. Validity is mainly divided into content validity, construct validity, and criterion validity. Content validity is overall content, what is inside your data collection tool should cover the topic or the aspects of your research. A complete covering of the syllabus, yes, study syllabus. That is content validity. Face validity is a subset in that. What you do in the face validity is you will just go for an overall appearance of the tool, data collection tool. And the next is construct validity. So whatever tool you are constructing, it should adapt a conceptual or theoretical framework to draw conclusions. So if you want to bring out the conclusions effectively, you have to compare your tool with you should adapt a conceptual or theoretical framework, or go for some standardized tool which is prepared already, and you bring that to your tool. That is the easy way of doing a validity, that is construct validity. Go for a standardized data collection tool which is already in use and bring it to your research with minor changes. The next one is criterion validity. Criterion validity, you compare your concept with the criteria. Okay, so this is done in two different ways. One is concurrent validity, the other is predictive validity. Concurrent validity, you compare the concept and the criteria at the same time, or the other one is you do it in the future, predictive. While comparing it at the same time, if it gives a high correlation, then it is called convergent validity. If it gives a poor correlation, it is called divergent validity. Clear? So validity and reliability are very important. The other characteristics, objectivity, it is nothing but it should be without bias. Whatever data tool, when you apply it in the test, it should give a unbiased results. Next one is sensitivity. Sensitivity and specificity are used when you use in biomedical sciences instruments. So the instrument what you use in the research should detect disease to avoid false negatives. So this is very important. Sensitivity, the instrument should avoid false negative values. That is sensitivity. Specificity, it should avoid false positive values. So that is the difference between sensitivity and specificity. When you use a biomedical science tool, diagnostics tool, while detecting diseases, it should avoid false negatives. That is what happening now in COVID-19 cases. There are a lot of false negatives happening. So the sensitivity is failed in that, in a diagnostic tool. Yes. So false negatives. And the specificity, if you want to confirm, it should avoid false positives also. It should not give a false positive sign also. So in both the cases, the data collection tool what you prepare, especially the instrument what you use, it should avoid false negative and avoid false positive also. The next one is appropriate. Of course, it should be an appropriate event or accurate event for the accurate tool for that topic. Degree to which an instrument is suitable to a particular subject or event. For example, you are taking a research topic, and if it is, research topic is a practice oriented and your tool is knowledge. So for example, hand washing. Okay, so when you use a knowledge alone, it won't be a very appropriate one. You should go for a observation as well. So these kind of appropriateness you should check whether your instrument is appropriate for the particular subject. Clear? So the characteristics of the instrument or your data collection tool is reliability, validity, objectivity, sensitivity, specificity and appropriateness. Along all these characteristics, validity and reliability are very, very important one. Reliability, if we see, it is of whether your instrument is giving the same result on repeated observation, we say it as reliable one. Stability, reliability, equivalency, reliability, internal consistency, interrelated reliability and intra-related reliability. Clear? And the validity is nothing but what the tool what is measuring, it should measure the what it exactly to measure. So as per the concept of the research, it should be prepared. So it is of three types: content, construct and criterion validity. Content validity has a subtype phase validity. Construct validity and criterion validity is of two types: concurrent and predictive, and the concurrent validity is of two types: convergent and divergent validity. Hope you understood everything. If there is any doubt, ask me. Please go through the PowerPoint completely and take your notes, and I will give a questions after 3 o'clock. Thank you so much.